Hello and welcome back to my second quick vlog video about my Honda CB125R. So I've had a quick look on the stats of my previous video, and I've had a lot of people watch it, which I'm quite surprised about. So whether that means there's a market there for people wanting to find out about this bike from an owner as opposed to a press video, perhaps that could be it. But I thought I'd just do a little update this week. Again, I'll give a bit of background. I've got my CBT on Saturday, had that booked in, wasn't expecting to get the bike till November, and somehow it turned up this week. So I've now got it sitting in my garage. I can look at it, I can polish it, but I can't ride it. So I've got my CBT in 3 days time, so fingers crossed when that goes, or if that goes to plan, I'll be able to get out on the road on my new bike. So a bit of an update this week. I've worked on security. I'm not going into too much detail, but I've secured my garage and fitted various anchor points and this, that and the other. So if anyone does get to see my bike and tries to get it, they're going to have a tough job. The other thing is, I'm aware that I would like to have some sort of GPS tracking device when I'm riding, so I can send a link to my wife when I'm out and about on my bike, so she knows where I am. So I figured there's various like Strava type motorbike apps out there, so I've downloaded one of them. I can't remember which one it is, but I'll mention it in a later video. I've downloaded that, but unfortunately my phone, the battery disappears very quickly, so I've installed a USB charging point to the bike. So it was well, if you have a look online, there's plenty of videos showing you how to get to the battery on the bike and attach a USB charging point to the battery and then to the handlebars. So I didn't see the point of doing a how-to, because there's plenty of videos online on how to do it in this new bike, or the 2025 version of the bike. To get to the battery is no different to the older versions. So I've got that fitted, it's working, I'm pleased. The only problem is it's charging every single device I own apart from my phone, and my phone is the one that I wanted to be charged, which is a bit annoying. So I've got to do a bit of research. Maybe the charging unit that I've bought isn't powerful enough to charge an iPhone 11 Pro Max, or I might have a problem with my phone, or it could be something to do with the settings. But my Garmin, my other phones, everything else that I don't need it to charges fine. But for some reason when I plug my phone into it, it doesn't pick it up. So I need to look into that. But the good thing is I know it's working, so how I've set it up is correct. Sorry, maybe it's just a case of the device I've bought isn't strong enough to support my phone. But I'll have to look into that one and hopefully get it resolved. It's not the end of the world, but it'd be nice to have it working. I've also fitted it's like a fender mudguard extension to the front of the bike. The guy that delivered the bike from the shop recommended getting one. He said it just keeps the crud from getting to the radiator and the exhaust and all the bits and pieces underneath. Now, I've not had a new bike before, and it was a long time ago when I bought a new car, so I've not had something brand new before. So this is really nice to be the first owner, and I don't want to leave it in the garage and not use it, but at the same time I want to keep it in good condition. So I thought if I get one of them fender extenders or whatever they're called, it'll just keep the grit and, well, not the grit, the debris and what you call it off the bike. They're quite expensive. It's £25 for a bit of plastic, and you can get a one for the back as well, but obviously the back just kind of sprays up into the kind of bodywork and the small mud guard, so there's not as much damage can be done there. So I'll think about getting a one for the rear, but it could be one to go on my Christmas list. So yeah, that's the update on the bike. I also spent a few hours just sealing it. I've got various ceramics and bits and pieces, so I gave the paint a good polish, put some coating on the wheels that'll hopefully repel muck and brake dust and whatnot, and when I do come to clean it, it should make life easier for cleaning it. And that's about it really for the bike. But this week my mind's been focused on my equipment and what I'm going to wear for my CBT. Now I've got a reasonable, I basically went to the local bike shop and explained what I was after, and I've bought what I would say is CBT introduction to the hobby standard kit. So I've got myself some good quality, a reasonable helmet, a reasonable jacket, reasonable trousers and boots. And I think as I get into it and understand the hobby better, I'll probably go through and upgrade the bits and pieces. I'm happy with my trousers. I've went for like a jeans style with the protection, mainly because when I do commute into work, I want to be able to keep them jeans on, maybe remove the padding and just continue my day wearing them jeans. And the same with the boots. The boots, I've went for a nice pair of brown boots, which look lovely. And again, I'll be able to wear them at work without looking odd. But the only thing is the lace up, and I've subsequently found out that lace up boots aren't ideal, because the argument is the laces could get tangled up in parts of the bike, and if you're trying to put your foot down and your foot's tangled up by the laces, then you're going to fall off, you're going to drop your bike, whatever. So what I've done to resolve that issue, and I hope it'll be okay, is I've went for elastic laces. When I used to run, I had these elastic laces that you could get your trainer on and off quickly. And I've done the same with the boots, so there's actually no loops, and because they're elastic, they've kind of taut against the boot, and there's no loops where you've tied them and made a knot and whatnot. So I'm hoping that'll be okay, because I don't really want to go down the route of proper biker's boots, because then I'll have to carry a spare pair of boots to wear at work and such like. Same with the helmet. I kind of bought a reasonably good helmet that'll kind of get me going, and I'll probably update that. It'll be probably the first thing I update, because your head's the important bit. It does come with pin lock compatible, which I believe is like a second sheet that you can put within your visor, and it creates like almost like a double glazing effect and stops your visor steaming up. But I have also been told that it does blur your vision a little bit, having them pin locks in, and they're not good for riding in the dark. Now with winter coming, my opportunity to go out could be later on in the afternoon, where potentially I could be returning home in the dark. So I've kind of went old school and just gone for kind of a solution that you put on the visor and see how that goes. I mean, I've also been told that if you just click your visor up, it gives you the circulation you need to stop your visor steaming up. So I'll see how that gets on. It could end up that I might get a pin lock, or there could be something else out there. But for my initial kind of just getting me going, I'm just going to go with a solution that I've put on the visor inside and out to see if that works. I've been thinking a lot about my CBT this week, and I'm kind of getting to the point where I think I'm overthinking it. I don't know if anyone's in the same situation or has been there and done the training, but I've kind of started to do research, but got to the point where I've watched so many videos that I'm really starting to overthink it, and worried that because I'm overthinking it, it's going to spoil the day, and I'm going to be I'm going to get myself all confused and mixed up. So it's now, I've got my CBT on Saturday, and it's now Wednesday today, and I'm saying that's it. I've watched enough, I've read enough, I kind of know what to expect, but I don't want to start over analysing it now, because the other side of the coin is lots of people are saying it's a training course. You've got to be pretty unsafe to not get your CBT, and that just enjoy the day and enjoy the experience and kind of absorb, ask lots of questions and learn. So that's kind of how I'm going to look at it from now on in. It's something new, it's something I've wanted to do. I've wanted to learn how to ride a bike. Never been on a bike before. I've been on the back of a bike when I was younger, but I've never ridden and controlled a bike. In fact, I tell a lie, I had to go on my mate's trials bike for like 5 minutes 15 years ago or whatever. That's the closest I've been to being on a bike. So I'm just looking forward to learning something on Saturday. I'm using the instructor's bike, so I don't have to worry about if there's any problems with the bike or if I drop it or whatever. So I'm just now in my head, I'm prepared, I can't do any more. I know what to expect, just enjoy it. The weather wasn't looking great, it was looking like it was going to rain all day, which I know being on a bike you're going to have to learn to be in the rain and ride in the rain, but I'd like to think, I was hoping that the weather would be better, and today it's changed, it's now saying it's going to be sunny. So I'm hoping it's just going to be an overall nice day. I'm going to learn lots, the weather should be okay. There's an argument to say that if you do your CPD and the roads are wet, then you kind of get that experience, but I think for the time being, I'm looking forward to learning something, hopefully getting my certificate and being able to go out on the bike. Sunday's probably a no-go. I think I also need a day maybe just to process everything I've learned, and then work out a suitable route to take where I'll not be too challenged for my first ride out, but equally I'll get out to do something nice and enjoy it. I think realistically the Monday is probably the day that I'm going to go out and do a good ride and just get to grips with my new bike, and fingers crossed it'll go okay. But yes, if you've got, you know, again, these videos are nothing sort of, you know, they're just straight in the camera, they're not polished, they're not edited to the hilt, they're just me talking to a camera, which is exactly what I did on the last video, and at the point of recording this I've had 720 odd people view it and quite a few nice comments too. So by all means, if you've got any ideas why my iPhone 11 Pro Max will not charge, but my iPhone 10, my Garmin and a few other bits and pieces that I've plugged into my charging point work, I'd be really interested to know what you think or what the problem is. I do suspect that my iPhone probably needs more power or a different amount of something to trigger it into charging, and I suspect that I might look into that before kind of finalising. I've got it all fitted and bolted down. I just need to route this cable in and make sure it's all safe, but I don't want to go to all that hassle if I'm going to have to tear that out and swap it out for a different one. So we'll see, but like I say, in the comments, if you have any advice or suggestions of why that's not working, or if you've used to install a USB charging kit yourself, which you can recommend, that charges all devices that we need, then that would be really helpful. Also, my background is cycling, mountain biking, cyclocross racing, road biking. I've got a young family now and I don't get out to do much cycling as I used to, which is why I've gone for the bike, because I can get out without that being fit. Basically, it means I can get out and enjoy being on the roads like I used to do on my road bike, but not that pressure of not enjoying it because I'm just knackered all the time. So going back to the original thing, I used to use Strava to record my rides, to share them with friends, to download friends' routes so I could try their routes and this, that and the other, and all the benefits Strava has. I'd love to know if there's a motorbike version. I know some people have said that they generally don't use them because if you go a little too fast or drive a bit erratically, you're effectively recording what you're doing, and I don't know, could it be used to prosecute you if you get caught? I don't think I'll be doing stuff like that on this 125. So I would just literally like some sort of tracking or route tracker that at the end of the ride I could say, oh look, that's what I've done 34 miles, my average was. It'd be nice to see my top speed, my average speed, and a little route, picture of the route, and I could maybe share it with friends, or you know, if one of my friends wants to do the same route, I can share it to them so they can track it. So again, in the comments, if you'd like to suggest any good apps, ideally on the iPhone Pro Max, which doesn't charge at the minute, that would be really, really helpful. Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, I'm hoping on Sunday I'm going to do a video, a little debrief of how I felt the CBT went. Fingers crossed I'll have a little bit of paper in my hand and I'll be very, very happy, but we'll see. So if you want to follow my journey, by all means subscribe. My channel is a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the other. It kind of follows my interests and hobbies, from drones to cycling to now mountain bikes. Motorbikes. So if you want to follow my journey and you're interested in any further videos that I'm going to do, I'm going to do some videos of routes that I do around the Newcastle, Northumberland and Pennines area. Then by all means, give me a little subscribe, is it, or follow or ding or whatever it is. But whatever you do, if you want to follow my adventures and my journeys, by all means, just give me a quick follow. So I've rambled on for 15 minutes. I think that's enough. So I am now going to get back to work. So catch you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.